Well, the joke is on me, folks. None of the screens I shared. I had a brand new MacBook, right? With all the bells and whistles. I know the new one's coming out in another month or so, but my last one crashed and I did not share the screens. I'm just going to talk through them real quickly again. Let's give you an opportunity again to ask questions. I all except Facebook and LinkedIn. Let me get all this. I want all the. All right, so I'm grabbing all the chats. I apologize in here. We're just going to do a quick review again of what it is. I'm going to share a bill with you, one of the bills, what it looked like, and then I'm going to go through the presentation real quick. I'm going to show you the outputs and inputs. Again, this is the watch this one, not the other one. This is going to be really quick, really abbreviated. I apologize. So let me share the screen. We're just going to get right into it. I'm going to get these screens in the right order here. Holy cow. Kind of embarrassing, right? It happens. All right, so let me just share the screen here. So here's what I was talking about. I'm talking about this is almost did it again, folks. There it is. Let me hide myself off that screen. We're just going to I'll be in the upper corner. Oh no, let's do it the other way. Let me make myself even smaller. Let's see. That's too big, right? We'll make it even. Let me make that. I'll go ahead and make that screen a little bigger. Here's a bill as introduced. Let me make this bigger. Get rid of that sidebar there. We'll make it bigger. So this is a bill that's been. Let me make it actually smaller. A bill that's been introduced by the. Let me move all the tabs over. A bill that's been introduced by the state of Vermont, and this is the bill I was talking about. It's a 14-page bill, and it's a bill. It's called S264. If you want to look it up. And this bill proposes to allow state attorneys generals in Vermont to organize and bargain collectively, right? And then here you can see some key provisions in the bill, right? It's inclusion of bargaining, employer representation, and so on. But this bill is 14 pages long. Most people don't have the time to read a 14-page bill. And when you look at it, the way the bill is broken out into these chunks, it's hard to keep a train of thought and analyze it from different perspectives. So what I did is I wrote these apps and these prompts and these agents that go out will grab a bill and analyze that bill from a certain perspective. And as I was telling you earlier, or if you watch the previous faulty live stream, I acknowledge that I totally blew it. But I can take this bill and analyze it from 5, 6 pillars, customizable to whatever your organization needs or wants. Now, what I'm talking about is my policy of forensics and strategy business. This isn't some $10 a month subscription. This is going to do a very detailed breakdown analysis of this bill. So here you have a 14-page bill. It might sound all, oh, it's so beautiful. It gives people collective bargaining rights. It's fair. It's equitable, right? What my analytics will do is put your perspective in there and break down and take care of all the unmeasurable semantics, all the fluffy emotional language out of how these bills are represented and break it down to the real things that actually affects a bill. So let's come back here and I'm going to show you, just do a show you quickly some of the things. I'm going to share a different screen with you. I'm going to share with you real quickly here. Let me make sure I don't make that mistake again. I'm going to share that on the screen here. I'm going to come back. And this is what my app actually does here, right? So we're going to talk about it. What it does is takes all these bills that have a lot of noise and it's going to put them into this structured approach that provides much more clarity and logic and will help you make a decision on the bill and understand the gaps in that bill. Right. There's 3 aspects of it, right? It does the policy of forensics, which you're going to see first, which is a very, very detailed assessment that only policy writers and lobbyists would be interested in understanding and knowing the nuances of, right? You have to remember as altruistic as it sounds, special interest groups are paying lobbyists to write bills and sell them to the legislators, right? If you look at some of these bills that are going through federal, state, local government, these aren't bills for the people. These are bills for corporations and NGOs, if you will. So what it does, it breaks it out into 10 sections. I want to make sure you can see those 10 sections. Let me share the right screen with you because I am not sharing the right screen. Let me come in here and share. This is the screen that I'm supposed to be sharing. I am having a hell of a day with my new computer. Boom, 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 boom. This is the one that needs to be shared. Show on stream. Yep, there we go. Now we're talking. Now we're talking, right? So here it is. It's going to give you a narrative framework. It's going to break it down into a structured approach. What's the situation? What's the complication? What's the problem at hand? What's the questions we need to ask? And what's the answers? How this would actually be rolled out. The scorecard. We talked about the scorecard: winners, losers, profile shifts, the overall verdict. And we're just going to jump right into what that outcome actually looks like, right? So it has this pillar scorecard right here is customizable. It shows you who the winners and losers are, and the secondary winners and losers. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to dissect this. We're trying to not dissect it, but we're trying to get a bill, a 14-page bill, analyze it in greater detail. The analysis is often greater than the bill. That's why I say it's for policy reviewers and policy analysts, and then summarize it into a handful of pages that you can sell or share the findings with your constituents or legislators to help inform them how they vote, right? And then you're going to get a governing thought. We're either going to oppose this bill or not, and then arguments about why. We also talk about risks and remediation. In my analysis here, you can see, I'm going to get you seasick. We're going to, when we look at this right here, if we're looking at a bill and we oppose that bill or we support it, it's going to give us amendments. So if we don't like the bill, if it doesn't satisfy our criteria, it's going to say, if we can't kill the bill, here are some amendments we want to put in place, right? So that's what that looks like. It talks more about the structure. We use a traditional consulting structure format that the big powerhouse consultants use to make things clear and sell them to people so that people can take all this noise that exists in the world, compartmentalize it, analyze it, and think about it in strategic terms. So think about this. What we're doing, the biggest gaps right now in any industry in America are the ability to complex problem solving, right? Critical thinking, complex problem solving, data analytics, data presentation, and strategic thinking. We take care of those gaps for you. Those gaps have been, that's the bane of every consulting organization is, how do we get critical thinkers, complex problem solving, data literate, and data-driven people on our teams to clarify these ugly situations. Who this is meant for: lobbyists, NGOs, consulting firms, trade organizations. We're shortened decision cycle times. We can run these agents quickly, right? You're going to be armed with the cross exam questions are the ones that are really interested. And we have QA in here, and we clearly show you what are explicitly stated in the bill or policy and what is inferred in those bill and policies. So that is a huge benefit to you as an organization. So we're going to go through this really quickly again. Now I'm going to share with you another screen about what that analysis looks like. And again, this is not for the average person. This is meant for the people writing. This is almost like another strategic assessment. People really interested in the nuts and details of policy and how the policy can work and how we can either accept it or kill that policy. Okay, so I'm going to share that screen with you again. So I blew it earlier. I have to laugh. All right, so here is, let me share this with you. We're going to come back to this. I'm going to come back. I'm going to show this on the stream. I'm going to differently here. So what I'm gonna do here is I am going to, give me 1 second, folks. I'm gonna come back here and I'm going to share a shorter version. Let me share a different screen here. I'm gonna share with you a more concise version of the bill that might be um, easier or better to share. What I should have actually shared earlier on. So sorry about that. We'll see which one works for you. What a major snafu. New computers, everything's set up, and I screwed that one up. All right. Have a good one, folks. Ciao.